objectives. Please confirm. Watch your feet.
Yo, what's up Descendants, Hooded Game Boy here. Today we're diving into a crazy mobbing build for Freyna, turning her into an absolute wave clearing machine. If you're tired of being swarmed by enemies, this setup is gonna melt entire groups in seconds. Stick around because I'll break down everything you need to make Freyna shred through mobs like never before. So let's get to it. Now for the Descendant module, the red module I'm using is the Venom Injection, which is going to change our second skill, which is going to be an active skill. While using this skill, we're going to have, Toxic Sense and the Corrosion. And while the Corrosion is active, you get Toxic Skill Resistance reduction against the enemies and Max Corrosion active rate, which will increase our, toxic damage and skill power against the enemies. Now for this build, since the Venom Injection, consume RHP per time, so I've decided to use the Overwhelming Shield and the Increased Shield. While using the Overwhelming Shield, it will convert our HP to shield, that way won't lose HP. It will be the shield what will be our main HP for this build. Aside from that, we'll use an MP conversion with some nimble fingers, of course, for cooldown reduction. And since we're going to use some focus on tech and tech amplification for the third skill and the first skill to increase their power, and some toxic amplification. And skill, skill expansion for some skill range for the build. And power increase also to increase our damage. And I use this the decimeter module with Ines and Valby, since it gives us 5% per defeated enemy for 10 seconds, up to 10 stacks, which is pretty good. Now you need to put in mind that while using the Overwhelming Shield, the dropped HP orbs that you get from monsters will not heal our shield. For that, if you want, in case you're overwhelmed by monsters and your shield is dropping fast, the HP orbs that dropped from monsters will not heal your shield. So for that thing, if you want to change the decimeter for this module, and this module will convert 70% of HP recovered upon acquiring HP orb to the shield recovery. So you need to put that in mind. So instead of decimeter, you can use the biosync shield. That if you know that in battle while using Freyna, you lose a lot of shield. You get a lot of damage and you lose a lot of shield. So the biosync shield will help you a lot while mobbing in Axion Plains. So an Axion Plains, I mean. So this is the build for Freyna. Now for the Power Beyond, it will mainly focus on the first and the third, and of course our build consistent on that. And for this one we'll get max 4 stacks, sorry. And when you reach that 4 stacks, it gathers the monsters in a certain point together, and that way you can focus on them and kill them faster. It's mainly like nail skills. You use the second skill, and after that you use the third skill to gather them together in a certain place and kill them together at the same time. So I'm using Power Beyond, so Power Beyond is a good one for this build. Alright, moving on with the weapons. Of course, when using the Secret Garden for its unique ability, which is pest control. Let me get it, the F1. There you go. So the unique ability for this one is the pest control with after activating the using a tech skill, it activated. It gives a skill power and fire firearm attack per stack 60%, and skill power per stack 60%. So we're using this build for that, for the pest control unique ability. And also you can go copy ahead also the stats I'm mainly using this weapon as a stats, and as I said for the unique ability. So it's useful using a lot of sprint speed, since you'll be moving around and using the first and third skill together, so to make it more easier to throw these venom skills and keep the monsters from reaching you. So go ahead and copy the stats I'm using. There you go. And these are the modules I use for the weapon. Okay, so I'm using also Albion Cavalry Gun. I did also a build for it for Glay, mobile build and wall crusher build. It's on the channel, you could go ahead and check it, but why not? I'm gonna show you the stats I'm using for this weapon. And these are the modules I use for this weapon. Alright, now moving on with the reactor. I'm using a tech reactor as obvious because the build is focused on tech. The main stats I'm using for this one is toxic skill power boost ratio and tech skill power boost ratio. You can go ahead and choose one with effect range if you want and tech skill power boost ratio, but I find this one is more convenient for me, so go ahead and choose it. Now for the external components, we're going to do a full set of the plague set, because it increases our tech skill power and gives us toxic skill power on acquiring custom resource. Toxic skill power increased by 21.6%, 10 seconds duration. That's why I'm rocking with this one. So go ahead and use the plague component set. Now the stats you should focus on getting on this set is MP recovery out of combat, max HP, max MP recovery in combat, and some MP recovery modifier. It doesn't matter what is the other one stat you get on it. And the last one should be max shield and shield recovery modifier, since our build is focused on shield build. Now for the inversion reinforcement, we're going to focus on skill cooldown for this one, and also the third skill and recovery, since it gives us a chance for one of these of recovering the MP, because our build is consuming a lot of MP, since the second skills will be an active skill and will continuously consume MP. So this is a good one to use here in this build. And the third one will be a shield one with the recovering defense and some max shield while using this build. All right, moving on. So the last thing should be Arche Tuning. So in Arche Tuning will focus on skill cooldown, skill power range, max MP, and skill power. As you can see here, skill power all the way, some MP. We're getting here for some skill power, skill range here, skill cost of course, while moving on, which is pretty useful. I'm going all the way here to skill cooldown, and here going to the mutant cell. In this mutant cell I chose the poison vulnerability. When attacking enemies inflicted with poison, applies additional skill power 9.5%, which is pretty decent for this build. So go ahead and copy it at your own convenience. Alright guys, that's it for the build. And that's the Freyna mobile build, guys, shredding through waves of monsters like nothing. If this helps you out, make sure to hit the like button, drop a comment if you've got your own build ideas, and don't forget to subscribe for more First Descendant content. Thanks for watching, and I catch you in the next one. Descendants stay strong. This is Hooded the Game Boy. I'm signing out. Bye bye.